So when I first started hearing my call to the priesthood, I was in college. I hadn't thought about the priesthood in high school or any time before that, so it looks like a lot of you guys are young, and that's great. You guys got a head start on me in thinking about this. I was a junior in college, and I was dead set on what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to work in politics. I remember my freshman year of college, we had one of these introduction to college life classes, and everyone was supposed to stand up and say something about themselves. And what I stood up and said was, my name is Steve Polis, and I will be governor of Michigan one day. And I was definitely sure that was going to happen. So a couple of years later, I was in adoration. Someone from my school had asked me to take an hour of adoration, an hour of praying before the Blessed Sacrament in silence. And it was during that time that I felt the Lord asking me to be a priest. Now, I didn't have any great, words coming to me. There was no vision I had. But I closed my eyes and I saw myself as a priest. And that terrified me. And it terrified me for one reason. And that reason was I wanted to be happy. Right? And I thought in my mind, there's no way that I can be happy as a priest. That's just not possible. But it was really ignorance out of me. I had no idea what the priesthood was about. I went to church every Sunday, but I didn't know a whole lot more than that about the priesthood. So what I did, I went to a priest I knew who was the campus minister at my college, and kind of came up to him and said, this thing's in my head. Basically, how do I get rid of it so I can get on with my life and lead a normal life and be happy? And he was very kind and very patient with me. He didn't hit me or anything, which I don't know how I would have reacted to that. He was very kind. He said, what you need to do, you need to take a retreat so that you can have some more time in silence with the Lord, so that the Lord can show you what he wants you to do with your life. And I said, fine, anything to get rid of this so I can get on with my life, fine. So I took a 3-day silent retreat, 3 days without talking, with just praying before the Lord and listening to talks. And during that, I really wrestled with the Lord about him wanting me to be a priest and me wanting to do pretty much anything else than that, but really to work in politics. And I kept offering him, Lord, I'll do this for you. I will be this great governor of Michigan. I will get rid of abortion. I will do all these great things for you. Just don't ask this of me. And my heart kept coming back empty. And there was this great struggle I fought with him for a couple of days in prayer. And finally, towards the end of the second day, I just gave up. I said, okay, if this is what you want, I'll be miserable the rest of my life because I'm tired of fighting with you. All right, I'll just be a miserable person. And as soon as I opened up that little door in my heart, as soon as I opened up my heart to the Lord and told him, yes, I'll do what you want, an incredible amount of peace and an incredible joy came over my heart that I had never known before, that I didn't even know existed. My vision of happiness was so much lower than the vision of happiness God wanted for me, that it blew the doors off my mind, blew the doors off the way I related to the Lord and the way I saw God speaking to me. So after that, it wasn't too long before I came and talked to the old Vocation director at the time, Father Jim Velo over there, and talked to him and wound up picking up an application and entering later that year. Not entirely sure, but pretty sure the Lord was calling me to this. And since I've been in seminary, it's been nothing but graces. There's struggles and difficulties like any challenge in life. You guys are all men here. You want a life of challenge. You want something that's going to call the best out of you. It's going to move you to make a sacrifice of your life. It's going to move you to do something great with your lives. And that's the sense I got. That there were challenges for me in my life in seminary and on my road to the priesthood. But it was all grace that the Lord had put before me and grace the Lord had given me. And from then till now, I couldn't imagine how happy I would be and how joyful I am. And like Father Bernie had mentioned, I'll be ordained a priest, God willing, this June and start my life as a priest. And I can't wait to begin that because I know that with each step of my life, each new transition, the Lord keeps blessing me. And I just want to encourage all of you guys here to do two things. And the first thing is to take some time in silence with the Lord and see what the Lord is asking of you. You know, I really think our culture is full of noise, and that the silence that we give to the Lord any time away from distractions is really a great opportunity God uses to speak to us. And then the other thing I would really encourage you to do is just to know that God wants you to be happy. God wants you to be happy more than you can even imagine. And so for me, that was a big stumbling block on my way. So I hope you guys know that whatever time you give to the Lord in prayer will only increase the happiness you have in this life. So that's my story. That's how the Lord moved in me. That's how the Lord has got me from, being one day the governor of Michigan to standing before you here and talking about the joy of seminary life and the joy of the priesthood that I will be sharing soon. So thank you very much.
Archbishop, when you need a replacement. I think you got a good replacement for me over there.